All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into Extreme Masters World Championship qualifier here for Asian Oceania region. We need to get this really done really quickly because now we can jump into the game. So let's go, as we have Mr. PartinG spawning up to the top right-hand corner here. I don't know if you caught any of those words that I just said coming out of my mouth.
But he's playing against TY!
TY is down to the bottom left.
This is baby. This is the undefeated, the only undefeated player in Pro League so far with 7 victories to 0.
The earth shakes as TY enters the battlefield. And what is going on, Sean?
Yeah, this is pretty insane. And already we have an SCV moving out, and that is pretty early.
Baby is playing Beyond, though. Thank you very much, ESL the Cube. All right, guys. Okay, let's calm down a second. Wait a minute. Oh, it's his little LOTM thing. Is it just backwards for Motel? No, it's not Motel. I keep doing that. I keep saying, is it backwards for Motel? And then it's like, not, because they
Yeah, I like how the admin messaged you. It's like, no, baby's playing Byung.
I'm like...
And then you say, no, that's Pig Baby, man. It's a different baby.
Oh, well.
All right, we have a barracks, man.
This is sick. I've seen this. I've seen this many times. It's pretty cool. It's bunkers straight towards him. And now, PartinG's going to be sad, especially if he takes the gas close to the barracks.
This is like the one barracks bunker rush.
Yeah, man.
That we've seen so often. So.
Yeah, man.
What a hero.
Standing up for Terrans everywhere across the world. I'm sure we have a few Terrans that are very happy. And he took this gas next to it. Oh, he takes both. Okay.
Yeah, but he'll see it, but a little late.
Yes, he will. This is the moment, Sean, where I'm casting these qualifiers, and it's one of those earlier ones where my brain just kind of melts, and I'm just a bit strange. So I apologize for that in advance.
It's okay.
That's okay? Okay, good. All right.
So this bunker rush is obviously super deadly, especially if you don't scout inside your main base.
Ooh.
But it has been held off before by Protoss players. They've been able to squeeze out the mothership core, buy enough time to get out towards Photon Overcharge, and eventually deflect it. It takes a lot of control. It also requires the Terran player not to mess up, which has happened before.
Yeah. We have a few SCVs now on the way across as well. So
here we go. It's going to be shown now. This was the first bunker's done, and now he's like, no,
like,
I knew it.
Panic. Okay, so one probe may end up falling. No, good control here from PartinG. Also
rebuild it
that.
immediately. Just the first one usually gets cancelled because it's so low, but once the Marines come out 2x2, this is all join up.
SCVs join the fray as well. Good for PartinG that he does have some gas coming in. He wants to get Stalkers out pretty quick with this.
I suppose, and he is mining gas on the right and hadn't simulated it.
Oh, sick positioning on that bunker there, though, to actually try and block some of those units off. But they try and mineral walk through.
Oh, nice micro, just one SCV down.
Jeez, that Zealot died for so little.
Deadly. Oh, bunker's going to complete, so he's safe.
Get in. Yeah. All right. Sick play by TY so far.
Yeah, not screwing around, man. This guy's undefeated in Pro League. He's a sicko. 7 games and 0. And he is not messing around today.
But at the same time here, game number 1, PartinG is got to be pretty annoyed as we know how much he wants to go to Katowice.
Yeah,
so
he did tweet about wanting to go, and he squeezed into the bunker once again. Remember, Marines have been built all the time.
Soccer!
Probe count so low now. With 2 bunkers, it's almost going to be impossible to stop the bunkers. And the bunker's in range of the Nexus, so you're going to find this hard. Obviously, Photon Overcharge is not too far away, which will help. But then, again...
Dude, all of this aggression off one barracks is such a strong build if it doesn't go scouted. Like, PartinG here now. Yes, he bought time for 2 Stalkers to come out, and they are tickling away at this bunker, but this is really nothing. They can't do anything. Photon Overcharge needs to be out in 3 seconds, needs to activate instantly.
There it is. He needs to kill the SCV to prevent the repair and then kill the bunker. That's usually how you want to do this.
Focus. SCV.
There's the bunker above this though as well, remember, so you can always retreat back. And there's a bunker on the ramp as well. Oh, picks off a Stalker. That's pretty big.
Not supposed to let that happen in the Protoss shoes. But now that the 2 Stalkers are there, and he actually has to salvage the bunker, he's going to play this out.
Yeah, but this is, I mean, all you do from this position is you contain outside of the Photon Overcharge, and then you have a follow-up plan, which is either you can throw down a Nexus and try to defend off the Nexus on the natural, or you can, as you can see what's happening here, is TY is just going to start to build up.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff indeed, adding on those 2 barracks.
He may even build a second bunker here. I would suspect to see a second bunker along with the first one.
Especially since he's just reinforcing with more Marines just from that natural. So it's really good placement.
Yeah, just to make sure that your opponent can't just walk down past you or anything.
Yeah.
And that you force him into either going Blink or Robo. Mothership Core moving out is pretty smart here, but also very dangerous, obviously. But the 3 Stalkers, PartinG thinks he is safe to move out with this.
Yeah, the Marines looked to save the 2 Marines that were stranded in that bunker, and he does save 1 in total, so not too bad there at all.
Mothership Core couldn't get a bit of damage done. Not super amounts, because it already is damaged. Marine did see it.
Yeah, like, all TY now has to do is rally a few Marines to the defense of that, and then he's going to be completely fine.
And Marauders and Concussor Shells are out next, so it's just getting harder and harder and harder.
And
longer and longer and longer and longer.
Good job, Sean. He's even researching... God damn it. He's even researching concussive shells at his opponent's natural, so, you know, why not, I guess. This is good play here by TY. Oh, he gets the bunker.
Yeah, but there's already so many units out, and as soon as concussive shells are done, it's like, what's the character with the hook? Pudge?
Pudge?
Yeah, he's going to be pudging these Stalkers.
Yeah.
Be hooking these Stalkers, and they're not going to be getting away when that's done.
Fresh Protoss meat.
There we go.
Oh. Okay, so he has to pull probes.
Yeah, he's realizing that this is becoming a lost cause.
Seems so. Mineral Walk tries to get in the best location, and to be honest, those probes did get the best engagement that they possibly could do, but even with that, loses too much. Bye-bye PartinG in game number 1 very soon.
Yeah, he's down and bleeding with only 2 Stalkers left to defend. It's very difficult. One of them's almost gone as well. And TY is expanding behind this, as he would.
Really good start from TY in this series. Yeah. We're in the round of 16, right, you said?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
I'll
so...
double check, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
TY looking...
yeah, round of 16.
TY
Winner of this plays Hurricane or Trust.
Hurricane or Trust?
Yep.
Okay.
Soar is killing it as well, by the way, in the lower side of this bracket.
Yeah, what's he done?
Siphon, Departure, Squirtle, and Action. He's killed.
Wow.
Pretty strong performance by Soar. +1 attack on the way. And this is just obviously not going to get any easier for PartinG. He's gone up to a 2nd gateway now, finally.
Yeah.
And maybe he can build 2 Stalkers at once, but it doesn't matter. Ooh. Combat Shield is next. And the relentless aggression, just, I mean, it's aggression that's relentless. And if you put the 2 words together, it kind of is common sense, which means that aggression won't stop, because it's relentless aggression.
Is your brain melting as well, Sean?
No, I'm having the time of my life. I can't wait to go home later, stream, and continue on with my brainless nonsense.
I like how we gave up on this game so early. We were just like, oh, let's look at the bracket, let's see what's going on.
Sora's doing really well at the bottom of the bracket.
All right, well, TY, he's going to kill off the Mothership Core. Bye-bye. And PartinG, game number 1, dead as a doorknob. Bye-bye.
All the probes coming off again, and I mean, what's the SCV difference? 25 to 17. It's not that bad, 17, but it's just 2 gateways. He's only got 2 gateways.
Poor PartinG, I hope he doesn't watch back this for some reason. He like watches us, just like giving him up so early in this game.
He's holding on so well, which is very, very brave of him. He's playing it out really well, but there's another 2 barracks coming in, so the pressure's going to double up. And it's not like PartinG's doubling up his gateway production either. It's not like he's gone up to 4 gateways or actually adding on any significant tech. So it eventually is going to lean in favor, if not already, just continue to pile in favor of TY as another stuff gets picked off. All the probes again. And Combat Shields is even done now, which makes it even harder.
Exactly. Another great surround by PartinG. I don't know how he keeps holding on, but it's all a little bit too late. 15 workers to 31. 1 Stalker will shoo this off. TY's like, why don't you just leave? God damn it. But, oh well, we're going to continue on.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been common today that nobody really wants to leave until they are properly dead because there is so much on the line.
Yeah. GG!
And GG is called. TY will take the first game here against PartinG, and that was it was such a rushed game because it was like, all right, get in the lobby, go. And then the game begun.
Yep.
And then it was like over faster than it actually begun.
Yeah.
And PartinG got hit quite hard by that. No scouting, didn't see it coming, and gets thrown down quite hard in that first one. And is behind. Disadvantaged position.
That is a disadvantageous position, I would agree. All right. We're going to go on to game number 2 in a little bit here as well. As I'm going to look at the brackets again. It's always fun, these early morning casts, I must admit. It's always fun.
Do you think PartinG wins the next one then? Or do you think it's 2-0? I'm feeling 2-0.
Here's the problem. Every time I cast PartinG in these ones, he always loses.
So 2-0.
He does really, really well up until I cast him, and then he loses. So he's probably, I don't know if he's annoyed that I'm here, but we'll see. We have almost the entire round of 16 decided, actually. There's just 1 more spot to be filled against Effort. But aside from that...
That's the sulky game.
Yeah, that is the sulky game. So we have Byung versus Pig Baby, Effort versus X, TY versus PartinG, Hurricane versus Trust, Flash versus Zest already happened, and Zest's in the round of 8. Who's Climax?
I don't know. Some of these guys are using different IDs. For example, TY is using Cosmos.
Yeah. Paralyzed versus Cure, that'd be a sick game. Action versus Sora, which already happened. Sora's advanced on, so we have 2 Protoss currently in the round of 8. That might not be a huge surprise to some people out there, but we'll find out more of those players in just a second.
Yep. Just waiting for the accepts of the invites.
Me again. I don't know why this keeps happening, actually.
What are you doing?
Don't know. Hashtag behave, I guess.
And Caster A from Take TV is also in this. Oh, no, he's in.
All right, tell him to wait. Otherwise, you'll have to observe.
I'm really good at observing.
I don't doubt that for a second. We don't have our lovely follow button, though, which is sad.
Okay, I've told PartinG that you're reconnecting, so...
Yay, PartinG wait. PartinG. All right, guys. So still, we are very close now to the top spots here in this qualifier, and then one player will advance on to the World Championship in Katowice, in Spodek, in that UFO-shaped object, which is one of the coolest arenas I've ever cast in. Actually, no, the coolest arena I've ever cast in. It's pretty awesome. Yeah,
it was really good, and I'd love to, you know, see what it's going to be like this year around too.
Oh God, it's going to be
great. And then, I mean, you have this Korean qualifier, but on Saturday night is the North American qualifier, and on Sunday, of course, is the European qualifier. So 3 slots across the next few days will be awarded to 3 players to play in that $100,000 winner-takes-all tournament. IEM Katowice.
All right. So, game number 2. Let's go. As we have Frost, our map, spawning up to the top right, we have our red Protoss PartinG. And up to the top left, we have our blue Terran, Mr. TY. All right. So, not too bad spawn positions. Going to be quite aggressive, just in general, one would think.
If the third base is taken from PartinG down to the lower side, sometimes it can be a little bit harder to defend inside your main, but that's something that definitely will be addressed when it happens, for sure.
I mean, we could easily see PartinG go for a blink all in, as seen him do it once or twice in some of these qualifiers.
But the patch is now in, right? Because
you mean for the time warps and stuff, and yeah, it's in. So.
But it hasn't really affected too much, I don't think.
I also don't think it's affected too much. The biggest change in the patch notes was Daedalus's points ramp. That's about it.
Yeah.
So.
PartinG doesn't necessarily need to play that style, though.
No,
so,
of course.
I mean, definitely it is strong and still strong, I suppose. Time warp just costing more. Costs 100 now over 75.
But if you get that mothership core out nice and early, it still banks up the energy and it's still around, right?
Yeah, you can still use almost 2, just not. The thing is Time Warp is great, but it didn't need all 3 to win the game. That was like just a killing blow. So definitely still viable here for PartinG to use. But TY here has opened up with Command Center first. And PartinG has chosen not to scout. And he will want to scout soon. And I wonder if it's going to be with the Mothership Core and Stalker. I'd imagine it's a pro, because the thing is, on a 4-player map, he has no idea where his opponent is, so he doesn't even know where to send those units. So maybe after the Cybernetics core he goes? He's thrown that down, but still no scout.
A really, you know, a nice little building placement here by PartinG, just to allow this only one little slither into here at all, just in case it was Reapers.
Very good against Reapers, but that's not the case here. It is Command Center first into double barracks. Then the orbitals will come up next, and then most likely a 3rd barracks, I'd imagine. But interesting that PartinG has decided not to scout here.
I mean, PartinG at this point kind of gets a little bit caught with his pants down when it comes to the economy, with that Command Center first, or with super quick.
Yeah, he cancels the Zealot here, and we'll just get the Nexus in. And then the next unit has to be the Mothership Core.
Yeah.
Just in case it is going to be a Reaper or something needs that to protect. Usually the next unit from this now, again, is the Stalker. Mothership Core and Stalker, 2 first units. You can start, as mentioned before, to scout out and feel the map out a little bit more. And with double gases down, it looks like he may decide to tech up to either Stargate or Twilight behind this. But it also could be just still forging +1 armor in. So it really depends. There's multiple options here for PartinG to choose from.
I was going to send that mothership core out for a little bit of a reconnaissance mission.
Okay, it is Stargate.
And where is it placed? Oh, behind the natural. Sneaky.
Yeah.
The thing is normally if an SCV actually comes in there, it'll see the Nexus and be like, okay, Nexus, cool, I'm going into the main. I want to see what really is the meat and potatoes of what you've got.
But the probe and SCV are going to pass each other, so it's going to be really easy to stop this from being scouted. And the thing is with TY's build as well, I think he's playing for a third command center. Yeah. Yeah, he's playing for a third command center here, so very, very, very economy focused. And with a third command center like this, if he doesn't take damage versus the Oracle, yet you're in amazing shape.
Yeah.
But if you do, then you're going to fall behind quite a lot here.
Bad time.
Because you just simply don't have that much to defend against it.
Talk about a swing up in terms of build orders here from TY. First, the major aggression. Second, we have
complete opposite.
Yeah.
He's going to try and go in the main to scout, but obviously not going to see anything there. So there's one Marine in the bunker, which is... Oh, scan. Where?
It's in the main. The PartinG was so good about placing this at the natural. Really, really good. I love that placement there by PartinG.
He's definitely got to be expecting something with double gases. He saw the gases, and the thing that you scout with the gases is even though I think most amateur players would be like, yeah, you could have taken 2 gases just now. How do I know? The thing is, if you just click on the simulators, you see how much they've been mined, therefore you know how long they've been there for. So you can either, or TY should be, expecting either, or either Twilight Council or Stargate. Whichever the case, in Engineering Bay is the perfect answer, which he's gone immediately for, and I'm pretty sure we'll see turrets immediately too. And I think he missed the Oracle in the middle.
Yeah, I think that probe had control of the Watchtower as well.
But he has Marines in the mineral line, perfect.
Great stuff. Really, really nice foresight here by TY. And, well, the Oracle's going to come in and gets 1 kill.
Perfect defense.
Very well done.
As long as he continues this up.
Catches 2 SCVs. I mean, considering how TY was prepared there, I don't actually mind those kills.
But 3 orbitals.
Yeah, it's a lot. It really is.
He can get +1 attack now if he doesn't want to add on any more, or even goes for the factory first. So it's just a beautiful place to be.
The thing is, though, I mean, he saw that 3rd orbital, so it prompted him to go for the 3rd base.
Which will work for him if he has enough time to get up there. With the Twilight Council coming down, he has 3 Stalkers, which would lead me to believe Blink. I think Charge is always the better upgrade here, but with 4 Stalkers, it may be Blink. Charge is just better to fight heads up.
Yeah.
It's just overall better. What is he going to upgrade? Blink, yeah. So it's Charge is better, but because he's already got 4 Stalkers here, Blink does make more sense, makes more use out of the 4 Stalkers he already has. And TY was actually looking for the 3rd. I think he may sense it.
Did he see it?
No, he got stopped by 2 Stalkers, but why would 2 Stalkers be down there?
Oh, it got stopped down here, right,
So I think he may be sensing that this 3rd is already out.
Yeah, probably.
So great kind of play from both sides, which is high level overall.
Well, especially since the Oracle saw that 3rd as well, right? I mean, he has to be kind of wary.
Yeah, and this is just, without Stim done, Combat Shields, or even Medivacs out yet, he's going to take his 3rd. He knows that that's 3rd there without seeing it. There's just no reason why 2 Stalkers would be down there. But he's got to be careful. There's a lot of gateways coming in, and they all have a lot of Blink Stalkers very soon.
That Oracle takes quite a bit of damage. He wants to keep that alive for the later stages, if not to harass, but then to just throw down Revelation so you can see his army movement, as well as maybe even drops that would come along. So catching Medivacs with Revelation is really, really useful.
So many gateways. What PartinG is looking to do with so many gateways is obviously TY is going to move out soon. He expects a 3rd base there. He's going to move out with Stim and Medivacs. What happens if PartinG is ready with enough units, with Blink, that is able to kill everything that TY moves over with and then counterattacks? Or further still, just continues to, increase his economy. So with all these gateways, if he just makes a lot of units and TY moves out aggressively, then I think this is going to be really, really good.
The funny thing, though, during all of this is that PartinG is still kept his opponent kind of in the dark as to what's going on. We just saw a Viking actually added on there for a second there for TY. He's like, doesn't really know what his opponent's taking into.
He just knows 3 bases, doesn't know with what. So this is why it's super dangerous if TY just moves out like I had expected him to do. This is going to be spotted, and even a counterattack pylon has already been built. On the left-hand side here.
Just out of range of the Watchtower.
So the Stalker blinks away. Now he's getting ready for TY. And if he deals with this, blinks in, gets rid of the Medivac, counterattacks, he'll have charge as well. And then uses that pylon on the left and even the pylon at the north, which could be used for a counterattack to the 3rd, I suppose, while he defends. But TY's not moving out. What has he spotted? Why is he not going? I
think it's the pylons up to the north. It has to be. He spotted them with the Viking, so he has to go and clean those up.
He's going to go clean with them first.
Okay, so the Ghost Academy is being added on, and this is the first game we're going to end up casting where we actually see the no need for Mobius Reactor.
No combat shields. Big, or was
it's on the way now.
Okay,
so.
Just started, as I said. I was like, you don't have it, and then I'm like, wait a minute, but he doesn't have it researching? And now he does? All right.
So 3 ghosts are on the way instantly. Again, no need for Mobius Reactor. That has just been recently patched down. So it's going to be interesting to see how this hits. But realistically, I mean, these ghosts come out with the storm on the way. It's like a normal timing. There's not really too much that the lack of Mobius Reactor is really going to do.
I think this is a very high-level game from both sides. Just anticipating each other's moves without actually doing anything. And you can see, I mean, we've casted a lot of games like this, even in Sao Paulo, where the unit resources lost is just almost nothing, but there's been so much action. But they both keep counteracting against each other because they're both at such a high-level player. It's really good to see StarCraft like this.
Yeah.
But eventually they will fight, obviously, with the Storm coming up now, and then Ghost being added into the mix. We've seen a lack of Ghosts recently. I think that really started to get exploited with so many Zealot Charge and Archon builds just straight away, and nobody building Ghosts started to really become popular again.
Yeah, it's really, really strong. Even Ion Ladder have easy times against some Terrans when it comes to going up against Ghosts. But there we go, the Blink's on forwards. Tried to get the Medivacs. They boost on out there. They absolutely need to save themselves. TY is in a bit of trouble against that army.
That kind of fight was exactly what PartinG had been waiting for all game long. Yeah. And that was a victory for him.
A brilliant victory, and now he's going to sit just on top of this high ground. He has Storm available to him as well, so if the army moves on...
Great EMP. Do you know what I would have done there? I would have force-filled the SCVs in with the sentries and then stormed on top.
Yeah, that would be sick, man. That would have been sick.
That would have been a highlight play.
That would have been Apollo-level play there, right there.
Yeah, that would have been my level play. See that all the time on my stream. All the time. Always play like that.
Twitch.tv/... Well, anyway, now PartinG. Look how many Zealots he actually has here. 24 in total. That's a lot of Ghosts, though. He has to be careful about that.
He doesn't want to fight in that narrow channel either.
Ah,
that hurt.
Okay, yeah.
And there's another one as well. There is the robotic space switch coming in for the Colossus.
Poor little Widow mine.
It's okay, he's underground, he's in a bunker.
Yeah, he got stormed all by himself. He weathered it, though.
I really do like when it's double robotics facility, not just single. It has a much bigger impact in the game.
Yeah, you're right. Just that double production is fantastic. Another EMP hits quite a few of those. A nice Storm kind of catches some of those Ghosts on the very edge.
These units are very low, and there's no one Storm left, but there are 2 behind it, which he doesn't know about.
But meanwhile, I mean, during all of this aggression up to the north, we have loads of pylons down to the south for PartinG that he can warp in a few Zealots where he would like to, and then go for some aggression at that planetary fortress, but it might be difficult to do much damage.
Yeah, he can't get to that planetary fortress, and Baby is, or TY should I say, has established himself on 4 bases quite well.
We have a Warp Prism as well, shown down to the bottom left. So he's going to look to go to the middle line of
the main base. The natural doesn't work because of the turret, but if he gets behind that and get into the main, beautiful. Yeah, 4 DTs. I reckon go main.
Uh-oh. All right. Oh, okay. No, 4 Zealots, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to the main.
Yeah. Okay, so he cleans up a little bit of that. He actually got a double drop going on here, but there was a feedback as well as a Storm to push that off. And meanwhile, still this small choke contested. Nice EMPs as well as snipes. Really on top of things is TY.
And this is going to be a big warping inside the main base. Oh, he actually just warped in 4 Zealots.
Yeah, he had
so
to.
Maybe not as big as it could have been.
For the defense, but those Zealots start getting things going.
Nice move from PartinG.
And actually, the building placement here for TY really doesn't help him reinforce that. It's a big wall off there, so those Zealots are going to do quite a bit. And he's pressing forwards to this 3rd base as well. PartinG is really bringing game number 2 to TY.
Play. Just beautiful play there. That's something which, I guess, if you were to go over this game with his coach TY and say, Coach Apollo, what did I do wrong? I said, dude, you got to be careful of that Warp Prism because then he just, pulled this maneuver on you.
Yeah. Whoop, few EMPs, misplay, force field there.
It just needed an extra turret on the left-hand side of his natural next to the refinery. Like 1 turret where those 3 supply depots are, and that can't get in the main base.
Well, for now, PartinG still just going to maneuver around. He knows this, well, his opponent right now is supply blocked, is TY. So, as we see this big army building up for PartinG, as we have these Colossi now added into the fray and double upgrades being chrono boosted out furiously, PartinG is taking a lead in almost every aspect.
PartinG's played this game out really beautifully. Really solid. good game. Hashtag Terran tears.
It's going to continue, man, if if the Terrans aren't careful. Although there's still a lot of ghosts here, EMPs can turn things around. Gotta be careful, though. Look at the PartinG. He's just taking the entire right-hand side of this map. Oh, and the Warp Prism again.
It's found itself in. Where was that turret? God damn it, I told you once.
Coach Apollo, he's not listening.
And even the Dark Shrine coming in. So if that Warp Prism's allowed to keep getting in there, he'll have DTs in the main base soon. But PartinG, just beautiful. Warp Prism drags his opponent one way. He moves forward with his army the other way. He's got force fields and storms to protect the high ground there.
Oh, the force fields, the storms. Oh, more force fields. He doesn't want him to get anywhere near. He's going to actually lose quite a bit of this army.
He's got to go left. He's got to go left. Meet up with the pylons. Storm, retreat storms are needed here.
Run away.
Yeah, there's the retreat storms. And he can join up with the pylons and is easily able to replenish. And now he's on 5 bases. Beautiful game from PartinG. And he's saving the Colossus as a special surprise for later on. Building one at a time, saving them. Got a second robo, and then we'll just look for a killer strike soon, I suppose, which will be 3, 4, 5 Colossus all together, and say, "What's up, TY, you cheesy mother trucker?" after game number 1, and we'll look for the victory because there just aren't any Vikings, or not a high count.
He's like, hello.
Oh, actually, I say that, and there's 11.
Is there?
I just like that. I haven't really seen that many Vikings yet, but there are 11, so okay, that surprise won't be as... Well, it's not a surprise.
No.
It's no longer a surprise.
He knows what's going on, man.
It could have been a surprise, but it's not going to be a surprise.
It's like you give someone a surprise birthday party and they've known about it the whole time and they're like acting surprised and like,
yeah, that's kind of what TY would be like.
Yeah.
He's already ready for that switch, so never mind.
Whoa, 3 medevacs get loaded up down to the south here. That High Templar may have just spotted it. Ah, but the Watchtower spotted it anyway, so all he has to do is warp in a few units down there. He can't just warp in High Templars alone because there's no energy to actually feed back those medevacs.
He's got 2 High Templars down there for storms, and then can warp in Zealots. He's fine.
And, well, across the map he has 16 High Templars, which have been accruing a lot of energy during all of this. This is really nicely set up, and another feedback as well as Storm there.
Defense there. And 3 medevacs aren't going to do anything. And at the same time, PartinG through the middle. Yeah.
Once again, though, gotta be careful. Those ghosts, if he gets caught in between a rock and a hard place, well, these medevacs caught between a rock and a hard place.
4 cannons or more. High Templar, you can always warp in. Protoss just can't be touched on these bases.
No.
Just can't be touched at all unless you dedicate more than 3 medevacs worth of units. And then obviously your front door becomes extremely weak.
I mean, for a long time I've retained the idea of it's amazing how well defended a base can be with just a few cannons and like a High Templar or 2 against a Terran.
Quite surprised that 3-3 was never done. I mean, there's been so much action.
All right, that took me off guard.
His army just disappeared. Yeah, he's only at 2-2 still against 3-3 Protoss with +1 shields coming in, and he's only just now getting the +3 attack core. Close to finish. I guess those should have finished a long time ago, but there's been so much pressure that TY's been under.
I don't care about my probes. Kill everything. Okay, so PartinG doing all right. 58 workers to 63 right now, but again, TY's income. Relatively has been shut down for a good portion of this game. Look how well PartinG is set up with his income, with his bank, with his army. So strong, so strong.
He has Cloak, though. There is 1 observer with the army. Imagine that. 1 good fight could change this, despite the bank being pretty strong here for PartinG.
Stims forwards. A few of those units didn't realize they were on the other side of that watchtower, and he actually blinks forwards there. The cloak does occur, so he didn't.
Yeah, and he starts another observer immediately saying, "Whoa, gotta be careful."
Hello, hello, hello. And a lot of those cells moving on forwards. Blinks forwards to try and catch some of these Vikings out. Was focusing down near the thing.
PartinG mistake with the fight there.
Jeez, massive EMPs. No energy for storms at all. And TY comes in from a right-hand side with a flank, but at the same time, the Zealots deciding to power on through a lot of that bio down to the south. The Ghosts retaining their position, though. And look at this. TY with the supply advantage.
Yeah, and he drops down the bottom right, too. But remember, there's a lot of money here for PartinG, which is the benefit of sitting back and playing Protoss is you're able to bank up a lot of money. And we'll be able to catch up quite fast. But that was a great fight. A mistake from PartinG allows TY to get back into this. And TY, if he can establish a 5th base soon. And that was I just can't stress how good of a fight that was.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was pretty good here for our Terran. Now we have still PartinG pushing through the middle. He's looking to find isolated units with his Blink Stalkers and then just blink straight on back. He could actually turn around and get a Viking or 2 there. And indeed he will do. I'm not sure why TY is letting that happen, but that was a great little pickup there for PartinG.
Great moves as well, just continue to drop here. The natural. Look at the minimap, it's like a Zerg player with overlords everywhere, but it's in fact just
pylons.
Units and pylons. And a DT is very important in the bottom left here for PartinG, because this is going to prevent or at least slow down TY from taking the 5th base, which is absolutely critical that he gets up and running soon. He is so low on income. His main is run out, his naturals run out. He needs that 5th.
And in the end, oh, nice snipes out there. In the end, we have to, again, remember, this is game number 2 where TY is 1 game up, so PartinG's not going to take any risks.
Yeah.
He's just going to play this out really, really long, try and starve out his opponent. There's DTs in this army, but the scan goes down, and he does kill off one of those Colossi very quickly. Second one's going to fall, but the DTs, there's still some in this army. They're doing a lot of damage. The scan is not there. He actually is being ravaged underneath all of this.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Colossus. The Vikings are dead weight, and the Zealots and DTs are just going crazy. I mean, PartinG's got so much money, he's able to add it in.
GG.
Good game is called, and PartinG's economy did win out in the end. And now that's 1 apiece here in the round of 16.
Yeah. Nicely done there by PartinG. So tying it up, keeping his hopes alive. All of these players are so hungry for this 1 spot that they get given. But actually, now that we say that, it's also important to note that the EU and NA qualifier, which will be this weekend, are also not region locked either. So if you meet the stipulations for joining those, then these Korean players quite happily can do as well. So they could have another chance, but obviously they just want to win now and get it over and done with.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the European and American ones are going to be filled with Koreans as well. The off chance to be able to, beat, for what Koreans usually say, easier players to qualify through, I would suspect they'd try to fill up the qualifiers this weekend.
All right, so we're going to get our invite into game number 3 in just a second. 1-1 apiece. A lot of these series really going the distance during this qualifier because nobody wants to take too many risks. Let's see if we have any updates in the brackets.
Climax, by the way, who's been doing really well, beating Crank and Rain, from what I've been told, is actually Savage, which makes a lot of sense. Savage is a fantastic player, fantastic Zerg player. So
didn't Savage change his name?
Yeah, he was called something else
Rogue.
before that. Rogue, yes.
No, he's Rogue now, right?
Yes, Savage, old Savage.
Yeah,
yes,
okay,
Rogue.
so he's Rogue.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been doing well. I think he did pretty well in Pro League, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, he's been doing okay. He's really, really good. He's one of the better Zerg players in Korea right now.
All right, so game number 3, Daedalus Point between these two guys.
This is not a map where TY can play so greedy.
Wow.
He'd get destroyed, I think, here if he tried that. PartinG could open up Blink here. He has multiple options for him to choose from. PartinG is asking for a minute here before we do jump into this. This is it's been a good day of games. I mean, the last one we had Sulky Innovation, and now PartinG versus TY. TY being undefeated in Pro League, and you've got PartinG, who's PartinG. It's one of the best Protoss players out there as well. Just good games.
So Sulky advanced on to the round of 16 as well. Surprise, surprise. So he's playing against Effort during all of that. But we still have at least 2 or 3 more series to go, at least. So still some really cool games on the way.
Yeah, most round of 16 games have been played now. There's no round of 8 games begun, so there's 3 series left.
Yeah, we have Zest, Sora, and Trust guaranteed in the round of 8 so far. So doing all right. Trust beating Hurricane on his way to the round of 8. But for now, we only have it's TY and Babyong who are our 2 Terrans remaining, right?
Yep.
Bad looks things. Wait, Cure is still there as well. Unless Cure lost to Paralyze?
I don't know.
Dude, Cure in the Cologne qualifiers was absolutely phenomenal. So I'm not surprised that he's still there.
Jin Air, man. Jin Air representing.
Yeah. You guys have to check out 3rd game between PartinG and Hydra. Super sick. Just reading out chat. Cool, I guess. Cool. I'm going to type cool. PartinG says thank you. All right. It's a happy time here. So PartinG's back, and we are going to be getting into game number 3 here in a second. But whilst we are getting into that game, don't forget, of course, we are doing the qualifiers for Katowice right now. But we have, not this weekend, but the next weekend and Friday and things, we have Intel Extreme Masters Cologne as well. 2 players from that.
I think it starts on Thursday.
Is it Thursday?
Yeah.
All right. 2 players from that will advance on to Katowice as well. And judging by what I saw as glimmers from the open bracket, as well as the players we've already got in there, sick. So,
City.
Yeah.
Yep. I'd imagine InTouch Remasters Cologne is going to be one of the bigger events so far in 2014 for sure, and will definitely stand its ground for the rest of the year as well.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good tournament. It's in the middle of Europe. There's going to be a lot of people traveling to play in it in the open bracket. People already qualified. It's going to be good.
Yeah, certainly.
It is the last chance before the all-important championship finals of the InTouch Remasters.
Exactly. All right, let's jump into game number 3 now. Here in the round of 16. One of these players will advance onto the round of 8. The other one goes home. They're probably already home, but that's by the by. As we have, spawning up to the top left-hand corner, our red Protoss. It is PartinG. And down to the right, we have our blue Terran. It's TY.
Yeah, TY, one of the younger Terran hopes that a lot of players who watch the Korean scene are putting their trust in to show the way on how to play Terran. We saw Innovation, one of the older ones now, I suppose. TY and Moro being the younger ones. Innovation showing some new stuff today against Sulky, some mech play. But TY and Moro are the two players who I guess arguably the most winning players right now when it comes to Terran in Korea. TY not in GSL Codes, but Moro is. But TY is dominating in Pro League, so respectively both of them doing really well in different leagues.
Yep, yep.
PartinG is scouting inside his main base, not losing to that one barracks again.
No, checking absolutely everywhere, making sure that that is not going to be the case. So, good stuff by PartinG to start this off, as we are looking to get into a longer game here, as TY also just, respecting his opponent, adding on that supply depot very quickly, making sure that his opponent can't get in to actually go for a scout if he were to do so. But for the most part, PartinG is just building himself nice little walls where he wants to, and all is going to be good from there.
Yeah, this is an interesting build coming out from Baby. Going for one barracks command center with a second supply depot, which is very confusing if we were to see a scout from PartinG. I mean, one barracks command center is what it leans to be. I imagine if it was something wild, like just adding on 2 extra barracks and going for some form of SCV pull, those kind of builds were much older, not used as much anymore because of the mothership core. So it should be just the one barracks command center coming from TY.
Complete.
Mr. TY has a little bit of a look around and sees not a whole lot out of the ordinary. And we do have that command center side actually on the low ground here by TY, just full steam ahead.
Yeah, he goes in and sees the exact same build that PartinG's used pretty much every game, which is the one gate double gas. And even one of the simulators has 3 in already, which would push his gas income quite high.
SCV, where are you going?
I think he can't be throwing an expansion now. You've got to be kidding me.
I think he actually might be.
He's not going one barrack.
He is actually going to do this.
You're joking.
He's going to do it. Ah!
You're crazy!
All right, okay. That's insanity, but all right.
All right. All right, that's, I guess, as many Terran players are probably saying right now, well, duh. I'm like, what? And then they say, well, yeah, it's the only way you can beat Protoss is by taking a fast third base like this hidden. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Ooh, you may get the mothership core here.
Sean, just before, did you see my amazing observing of that 3rd expansion?
I saw you go crazy, yeah.
Yeah, sick. Okay, it was brilliant. Anyway, PartinG now, he's looking, yeah, he actually might get this mothership core. It's not going to have energy for recall.
The mothership core and the Marines here, like 2 passing ships.
In the night?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. 2 passing ships in the night, that was the
An ode to a fairly familiar caster. Lovely. And, well, PartinG help.
He still can lose this. Yeah, see, that's a recall, so.
Yeah, he has energy for it at least, so he's okay. These Marines, they're chilling out. They're like, I'll bide my time, and then we'll strike.
And then he's stuck in the middle, so he's going to just recall out anyway.
And
actually, what you could see from him with the recall out is, I wouldn't be surprised if TY just moved across the other side, but he's got to be very careful, because as we can see, this is Kura, which means blink in Korean. So we're going to have this blink build.
Yes.
Against an opponent who has a 3rd base on the top right. An SCV, though, is going to move in.
Does he? Wait, okay, so where is the SCV?
Well, first of all, he's going to see no probes on the natural, which is the #1 thing here. And he's like, wait a minute. And then another Stalker, and there's already a Stalker. 2 Stalkers out on the map, which he's killed 1 of.
Uh-oh.
This almost certainly screams Blink from this position.
You know, he actually, with the position he's in, he may be able to hold this off, even despite having another command center up to the top right-hand corner.
I don't think he's aware of exactly what's going on. Or maybe, yeah, okay, wait. He's building a Reaper, I think, to go scout, but he's going to sacrifice his natural.
That's going to be really late, that Reaper.
He's going to sacrifice his natural. He's going to put all his mules in the top right.
Scan. What
yeah, he sees the Blink now.
Okay, he did.
So he can't defend this. He has, because he's just got so low
unit
count.
Hey, the thing is if he actually does run away back into his natural, then he still has that base up to the top right mining.
Yeah, that's exactly. He'll use the mules up there. So he'll still have a decent income. But the thing is, from PartinG, depending on how much he commits to this, if he overcommits or undercommits, it could be a different thing. Remember that Time Warp is 100 energy now, but there's a Blink forward before the bunker's ready.
That's annoying. Stim is nowhere near completion either, so it's going to take a whole 2 minutes in game time before that finishes.
He needs that bunker up.
Nice focus fire there for PartinG, keeping that dead.
Blink.
7 workers have already died off here for PartinG.
And he's going to have a Time Warp soon, remember, too.
The thing is, he's going to end up going to the natural, and then, well, actually, TY still sat there, so...
He needs to keep cooling mules down at that top right.
Yeah, he does.
And he does not want to lose that command center.
Free workers, but PartinG does need to kill off workers here because of that third command center. That Time Warp, though, very, very nicely done. That Blink might have been able to block off some of those units if he'd have positioned them perfectly, but it doesn't really matter now as he's going to try and Blink out once again. He's already killed off 14 workers. SCVs come off the line once again.
Hashtag Terranteers.
Might be. Mothership core.
Brutal.
Mothership core. Okay, it didn't die. It didn't die. It blinks forward. GG.
PartinG edges out.
Wow.
Using the good old Blink build. But again, I mean, it was a super aggressive economy from TY. 3 bases like that. I think some of you even need to get exploited. You can't open up like that and expect to get away with it in the off chance that your opponent doesn't play aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, of course, PartinG never saw that base, but it doesn't matter. The game's over. So, oh well, there you go.
You can't defending these attacks is hard enough without spending 400 minerals somewhere that isn't going to be as useful to you in early stages. So PartinG is the one that edges out, and another Terran bites the dust.
Byung advanced on.
Byung advanced on. So Byung beats Pig Baby. Which means if we look at the bracket, we have Byung in the quarterfinals, so Terran, 2 Zergs, PartinG against Trust, and then, Climax, Savage, Rogue, beats Zest, moving on.
He's got a lot of names.
Cure versus Sora.
He might have more names than Major. No. Actually, no, he doesn't. But yeah, you're right. That's seeing Rogue advance on past Zest there, so he's 1 series away from that final best of 5.
Not far away from the finals.
Yeah, so big things. All right, guys. So we are going to go to a break, and then when we're back, we're going to have more games from this qualifier. We're down almost to the final 8.
Yeah.
And then when we have another series available to you, we'll bring it right on. So join us after the break.